Isn't that a fun and subjective question, right? So everything we've done to date has been very empirical. It's been very rational. And then we go out and see homes and all of a sudden it feels different, right? Because that's subjective, that's emotional. But how do we know if this is the right house to make an offer on, or should you wait? It's called optimal stopping theory. The way I like to approach that is, in the beginning when we first met, we came up with a list of must-haves and would like to haves. This house meets all of the must-haves, and actually it has a good number of the would like to haves. There is no such thing as a perfect house. You could have an unlimited budget and yet you will still not get everything you want. What I like to tell people is that if we can find a house that's 70 or 75% of that complete wish list, we should write an offer on that house. So we've identified the house. It's 123 Main Street. It is a beautiful house. The rub is that we're not the only ones that think so. There's going to be a lot of competition for that. So we have to structure the offer in the most competitive way that does not jeopardize or put you at risk. We don't want to take any unnecessary risks, and yet we do want to win it. So what does that mean? We're going to structure the offer to purchase, which essentially means we're going to outline the price, the closing dates, and then any terms and conditions that protects you and the investment that you're about to make. So we all love our state, Massachusetts, but she's an old and rare bird. So our real estate is based on English common law, and we have a two-step offer to purchase process here, where in most parts of the country they just have a one-step. It's actually really great for the consumer because we can essentially lock the property up for very short resources. What I mean by that is, an offer is a two-page document, right, that outlines the price we're willing to pay, the dates we'd like to adhere by, have the contract stick to, and then ultimately any terms or conditions. We typically would put $1,000 down with the offer, and then there's a period of 10 days upon which we can do due diligence afterwards, which means home inspection, title search. We can basically make sure this is the right house to buy. Yeah, isn't that exciting? So typically in Massachusetts, we have a 45 to 60 day closing time in which we're going to go through first all of our due diligence, and then ultimately you're going to take possession or title to the actual property. So as a buyer, a lot of the work that you do is in the first 10 to 14 days. So typically if the offer is accepted on day one, we'll have the inspection, say the third to fifth day within. Our team will have countless resources for you, all sorts of vendors, from attorneys to inspectors to lenders, which we've already talked about, all the way throughout. So the inspection will happen on day 5. If everything is satisfactory there, we will move on to what is called the purchase and sales agreement. That is the more significant date and/or contract. It replaces the offer, and that's the form that everybody uses to move forward in the transaction.